part of me is a little bit irked when people are like, oh, it's so great when you're like in a friend group and you can always count on someone to plan stuff. And I was like, yeah, is it great, really? I'm Maya Patel. I study computer science and I'm from Colts Neck, New Jersey. My hometown was a very interesting place to grow up in, I think. It was really small, but, and some people would call it a rural area. The name is like literally Colts Neck, alluding to our history of, and I guess current present of having a lot of racehorse farms. So you drive through and you see lots of big open stretches of green and you see a lot of racehorses and farms and things like that. The town was not very diverse, especially growing up. I was really like the only Indian girl in my whole grade of around 100 people. So because of the school district we have in my hometown, or in my county rather, I was able to go to a magnet program at a different town's high school. So once I was in high school, I was in a much different environment. I grew up right next to my cousins who live in the next town over. So I never really had this experience of, even though my town was all white and there weren't many friends I could make that could relate to my experience, it didn't really matter because my cousins were right there, along with my entire extended family being in New Jersey as well. It was a great experience because I grew up going to weddings almost every year, you know, like always witnessing, you know, when like people got married, people had kids, people growing up. And that definitely has led me to think that one day I really hope that I can, not even hope, like I'm gonna make sure that I live close to at least one of my sisters. And I hope that even if we do live far apart, we're gonna like make it a priority that our future kids all like grow up with each other too. I have two younger sisters. So I was born in 2000 and my two other sisters born in 2003 and 2005. So we're not too far off in age. My parents would always tell us, they'd tell me mostly, but they'd tell all of us, like, no matter how you three fight, you can't let other people, you can't diss your little sisters in front of anybody else because it'll make it okay for them to be dissed. Like, you need to stand up for them no matter what. So I think things like that have like really influence like the way I view like friendships and things like that. Messaging group chats, messaging people, like getting groups together, planning logistics and things like this. I kind of live for this stuff. I love it. Like I love it when people can be brought together because of my actions and just all of it, like taking pictures together, putting it in my 1 second a day video, like just seeing people I haven't seen in a while. I really like doing it for them. You know, it's always so like, a part of me is a little bit irked when people are like, oh, it's so great when you're like in a friend group and you can always count on someone to plan stuff. And I was like, yeah, is it great, really? Like, I almost feel like, well, if it's so great, you should like answer the Facebook group invite or the Facebook event invite. Just let me know, are you coming to this thing or not? I actually like once heard about someone who attempted and failed to, but attempted to walk all the way to the King of Prussia Mall. And like, that literally sounds like something that I would attempt. And a very much like a, this is so stupid, let's like vlog this, like we're so funny, haha, like this is not gonna work. But then like the only thing pushing me forward would be like, this is the dumbest idea ever, but wouldn't it be so funny like if we actually did it? Like I feel like I'm actually a huge overthinker, so I try not to do things that are purposefully dumb. But like the dumb things in question are like very harmless dumb. Not even like dumb, but just like, for example, I've now started to wear even crazier makeup when I go out because like, oh, why not? Like, why don't I just go out in public with like icy blue eyeshadow? I got into makeup at the end, no, in the summer after senior year because I had just gotten makeup done for prom and graduation, and the makeup artist that we had hired did like little classes. Then I started honing the skills even more when I rushed for sororities in freshman year. And I didn't join my sorority until sophomore year, but I think that really, like it's kind of sad to say, but I think like the process of like being like, oh, I gotta dress up to go to Rush, like made me be like, oh, I should probably learn how to do better makeup. I was actually even thinking that it probably would have been fitting for me to do crazy makeup for the interview. But then I was like, this is gonna be on the internet. So I was like, that's fine. I'll just like do regular makeup. I swear I used to do this all the time when I was a kid, right? So, oh man. Yep, I can still do it. I feel like a movie star. I'm like a movie star. My goodness. I'm ready for my close-up.